Around 1 week ago you saw my first episode about the upcoming Tier 10 French armored fighting vehicle or armored car or wheeled vehicle as we like to call it in this game. Panhard EBR 105, the crown jewel at the very top of the mini branch of the mini wheeled vehicle branch, starting from ELC, most likely starting from Tier 5, so you move into the Tier 6, and Tier 6 is going to be our first wheeled vehicle, at least at the moment, but this still might change a bit. Today I am going to talk about Tier 9, so Tier 10 seemed to be really freaking strong. Now let's have a look what Wargaming has to say about Tier 9 vehicle.
Now let's talk about the really fast and serious vehicles. At Tier 9, the Panhard EBR 90. Wheel arrangements, 4 axes and 8 wheels. A 90mm gun, great dynamics, and a maximum speed of just under 100 km per hour. Thanks to its design features, the vehicle can move forwards and backwards at the same speed. The difference between movement modes can really be felt in this one. You have to choose between the maximum speed in a straight line or high maneuverability. Tier 9 is going to be quite interesting, but like always, the best is left for Tier 10.
The maneuverability of those vehicles is simply going to be crazy, guys. Just watch out for that. I guess they are going to be even worse than T50-2 back in the days. T50-2 back in the days when we didn't have physics engine in this game was just so ahead of the time, or so ahead of this game with its crazy mobility. It was almost impossible to lead it because we didn't have physics. It was able to turn super quickly, like it was able to circle you to death, and they did it with ease because no physics engine for T50-2 meant like it was glued to the ground. It moved like a Jagger, if you know what I mean. Like those guys are going to be able to do. If you're playing with slower turning turrets, tank destroyers, well, you have nowhere to go, you have nowhere to escape from those guys, especially if they move backwards as fast as forwards. This Panhard EBR 90 moves backwards as fast as forwards, as you were able to see from the video as well. But how fast it actually is, let's have a look. So first details, first characteristics about Panhard EBR 90. And as always, guys, keep in mind everything is subject to change. As you can see from the top right, the characteristics are subject to change. Panhard EBR 90, Tier 9 armored fighting vehicle, armored fighting car, or wheeled vehicle. I simply have to say every version so no one is going to be mad at me. Tier 9 with 1150 hit points, hull armor 40, 16 and 40, turret armor 40, 25 and 20. As we all know, every single vehicle in this game is able to bounce shots, even Rheinmetall Borsig is able to do it. But if you bounce something with this one Panhard EBR, you should also buy lottery ticket, because it is your day. Engine power 650 horsepower engine, so this is the bread and butter. Turret traverse speed is 60 degrees per second and hull traverse speed is 34 degrees per second. And once again, please keep in mind it has wheels, not tracks, so you are not able to turn 360 while you are standing still. You always have to be moving if you want to turn like to the left or to the right. It doesn't have tracks, hence the name wheeled vehicle in this game. View range in Tier 9 330 meters is super bad, but this is the main balancing factor, the main balancing feature in this list, together with penetration and gun stats, of course. It has 2 different modes, 2 different driving modes, rapid mode and cruise mode.
The vehicle has 2 movement modes, drive and default. Drive mode is suitable for quick movement across open maps, but it can be fatal in urban zones. The smallest mistake can lead to a skid, crash, and hello, garage. That's why it is better to use the default mode in urban zones. The speed might be lower, but maneuverability is similar to light tanks. It's not as likely to skid and offers better vehicle control.
And now let's have a look at those top speed numbers, and my god, it is going as fast backwards as it is going forward. Are you kidding me? 70 kilometers forward in one mode, 70 kilometers backwards. 90 kilometers forward in the other mode, and 90 kilometers per hour backwards. Like, I don't know what else to say. Yep, power to weight ratio 48.1 horsepower per ton. Not bad. Not as good as in tier 10, but still really, really good. Penetration values 191, 230 and 90. Damage 240, 240 and 320. Once again, I have to say, HE rounds over here are really good. And if I remember correctly, tier 10 EBR 105 had even better HE penetration. So this is really, really interesting. And I have to say, 191 penetration in tier 9, I can do some work with it, most definitely. Damage 240, okay, this is really, really bad in tier 9, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, it is not 390 damage as on tier 10 vehicle, so tier 10 most likely is going to be a lot superior, but tier 10 battles usually are a bit harder. We'll see. I have to test it out, and if I do, you guys are going to be the first to know it. Accuracy 0.38. Okay, kinda terpy accuracy, but once again, if you get behind your enemies, accuracy really doesn't matter. It can actually be up to 0.45 as well, if you're super close in action. Aiming time 1.4 seconds, reload time 7.8 seconds. Gun elevation angles -6 degrees of gun elevation, gun depression, and 12 degrees of gun elevation. EBR 90 on paper at the moment. They still have a lot of time to tune it because it just went to the Supertest server on November 28th, and Wargaming also said, today we continue our close testing of wheeled vehicles. This time the spotlight is on the tier 9 Panhard EBR 90, resembling its elder brother in many respects. His armored vehicle has more powerful main armament, the 90mm gun. All the same mechanics typical for wheeled vehicles are available to this Panhard. They are saying it over here because, as they said in the Developer Diaries episodes, starting from tier 6, they slowly but steadily, tier by tier, are going to add more features to each wheeled vehicle. And tier 9, as we can see, has everything, or should have every new feature, auto-locking, boost and whatnot. It plays similar to all other active scouts, relying on agility and speed. This is the first iteration of testing according to the results of which specs, as well as the number and detailed settings of new game mechanics may change. Follow the news and good luck on the battlefield. So that much about Panhard EBR 90. First details, first pictures, first specs. Let me know what you think about this one. Under my previous episode about EBR 105, I saw so many mixed comments, but most of the negative comments were about the mobility, that this may actually break the game. I understand where it comes from and I understand how people see it, but in my opinion, we do not know enough about them yet to say if they are going to break the game or anything like that. I really wish they would release all those vehicles on the Sandbox test server for more people to test it out, for the community as well, because super testers, as I mentioned in my previous episode, super testers have released some really questionable vehicles in the past. But what can I do? Who am I to say anything? All in all, I actually do like the fact that those vehicles actually existed, as they said in the Developer Diaries episode as well.
It doesn't have any non-historical or paper vehicles. Only the Tier 10 vehicle was slightly changed compared to its historical counterpart. The rest of the candidates were forged in steel and even manufactured on a large scale.
The first vehicle in the branch is the Panhard 178B. It was developed in the 30s, primarily for the needs of the cavalry. It saw action in World War II and was one of the best armored vehicles in its class.
The configuration of the vehicle is standard: 2 axes, 4 wheels. It will serve as a transition from light tanks to wheeled vehicles, and its dynamics won't differ much from light tanks of the same tier. Its gun can reach a caliber of up to 75mm, quite enough for a Tier 6 scout.
I like that smooth transition. First Tier 6 wheeled vehicle plays a lot like Tier 6 Scout, but our first wheeled vehicle in this game most likely is going to be Tier 8 premium wheeled vehicle EBR 75.
Another Tier 8 vehicle is the premium, the Panhard EBR. Yes, the one that won the competition against the Hotchkiss EBR to be mass-produced. Its testing will also start soon, and its technical characteristics will be set up. One of this vehicle's design features was the oscillating turret. This let us install a gun with an auto-loading system inside. It's not really a full-fledged autoloader as it only has 2 shells. Play logic is simple here. Roll out, fire 2 shells at the enemy on the move, and get out of the line of fire.
But more about Premium EBR75 when I have more information about it. I know that the stats are available first, the stats are available on tanks.gg as well, but I am waiting for the first tuning, first or second iteration of EBR75, which most likely usually is going to be the final version. So stay tuned for that. And now I believe I am done. This was my news episode for you today. You guys please keep enjoying your weekend. Stay tuned for my epic mega Christmas giveaway announcement. If you haven't heard that already, but I think I am not going to release this video before my announcement. Anyway, love you all, stay awesome, take care, and bye.